All right, today we're jumping into what might just be the single most brutal song in modern music, Bob Dylan's Idiot Wind. Now, it's famous for being pure venom, right? But what we're going to do is dig a little deeper and see how it's actually this incredible masterclass in psychological collapse.
I mean, wow. The song just kicks off with a punch to the gut, doesn't it? There's zero room for doubt here. This isn't your typical breakup song. No way. This is a flat-out declaration of war. And with just these lines, Dylan basically establishes this as one of the most direct, most merciless takedowns ever recorded.
And that's how most of us first hear it, right? As this masterpiece of pure, unadulterated fury. The voice just sounds so certain, so crystal clear in its condemnation.
So on that first listen, it feels pretty straightforward, Incredibly harsh, for sure, but still, a simple story of betrayal and contempt. The speaker sounds like they're completely in control, just handing down this verdict from on high. But as you'd expect with Dylan, the real story is, well, it's way more complicated than that.
And that's the point where you have to stop and ask yourself, what's really going on with that voice? Is it actually the voice of strength, or is all that fury just a mask for desperation? So let's do it. Let's start peeling back that first layer of anger. Because when you look closer, you start to see all these cracks in the speaker's armor, and what they reveal is a voice that is anything but stable.
Okay, to really get this song, we need to talk about a pretty cool literary idea, the unreliable speaker. And look, this isn't just about whether the speaker is lying or not. It's about a voice that's so twisted up in emotional pain that their whole perception of reality, their very sense of proportion, has just completely shattered.
And this is where you see the core conflict of the song, right? For every single attack, every accusation he throws out, there's also this moment where he reveals his own pain. The more he tries to sound all domineering and in control, the more his language gets all wounded and theatrical. It's like he's exposing his own emotional collapse. It's wild. He sounds powerful and totally broken at the exact same time.
And Dylan builds this sense of instability with this absolute storm of imagery. I mean, the song just throws everything at you. Ceremonies, graves, roadways, curses, it's all in there. This isn't just pretty poetry, you guys. It's a psychological trick. It's showing us a mind that is under so much pressure it literally can't sort its own thoughts out.
Okay, but the song doesn't just live inside the speaker's head. It gets bigger. What starts as a private fight escalates into a full-blown public crisis.
Think about it. The song doesn't even kick off with a private memory between two people. It starts with this feeling of being surrounded, almost attacked by rumors and stories out in the world. So right away, you know this isn't just a drama for two. It feels like the whole world is listening in, picking sides.
So the speaker isn't just heartbroken. He's suffering from something that scholars call epistemic injury. It's a really deep kind of damage. It's a crisis where you literally can't trust what's real anymore because it feels like your entire reality has been hijacked by someone else's hostile version of the story.
And that's what makes this song so much bigger than just a breakup. It becomes a crisis of truth. It's all about how private pain can become absolutely unbearable once it's thrown out into the public sphere, to be judged and twisted by what Dylan himself calls distorted facts.
So, all of this builds up to what I think is the most important question in the entire song. After all this finger-pointing, all this rage, where is our speaker in all this mess? Is he just an innocent victim standing outside the wreckage he's describing?
And that brings us to the final, shocking reversal. This is the moment the whole song just pivots on a dime. That weapon of accusation he's been wielding, it comes boomeranging right back at him.
I mean, just listen to that line. After all those verses hammering away at your idiot, suddenly, shockingly, the target shifts. It's not you anymore. It's we. It's no longer an attack. It's this devastating picture of shared, mutual ruin.
The fancy term for this is self-implication. And what it means is that in this one final moment, the speaker admits he's not an outsider looking in on the wreckage. No, he's right there in the middle of it all, just as lost, just as broken as the person he's been tearing apart.
And that's what's so brilliant about this final twist. It doesn't take back any of the cruelty, it doesn't excuse it. Instead, it completely reframes it. The song stops being a simple takedown and becomes this incredibly complex, painful portrait of entanglement, of how two people can get so wrapped up in each other that they just pull each other down into ruin.
So, let's ask the big question. Why does this song, nearly 50 years old, feel so raw, so modern? Why does it still hurt so much to listen to?
Well, it's because the emotional mechanics of Idiot Wind feel uncannily like our world today. Think about it. Grievance as a public performance. Constant anxiety about your reputation.
turning conflict into a kind of theater, compulsively telling your own story. This song basically mapped out the mental atmosphere of our time, decades before we were even living in it.
And that's why this song still matters so much. In a world that loves to simplify everything, to sort people into neat little boxes of heroes and villains, Idiot Wind just refuses to play along. It gives us something so much messier and, frankly, so much truer. It shows us a person who is injured and cruel, perceptive and distorted, all at the same time.
So, in the end, what are we supposed to do with this song? Is it a warning? A cautionary tale about the dangers of bitterness? Or is it something else? Is it maybe the most honest, unflinching map of that dark, complicated territory ever made? It's a tough question, and the song doesn't give us an easy answer.